Hi, I'm John F. Taft, and I'll be doing a short reading of my short story called Cards for His Folks, Coins for His Fare, which appears in Gutted, Beautiful Horror Stories. Just as an aside, I was the first person who submitted and was accepted to this collection, and I'm very glad that I did. I'm very proud to have the story in with the likes of Neil Gaiman and Clyde Barker and Ramsey Campbell and Josh Malerman and Paul Tremblay, and the list goes on and on and on. So my story is sort of a distillation of my childhood, which I've found is a great way to form the basis of a short story, at least for me. So without further ado, I'm just going to read a little excerpt, and I hope that you will go to Amazon or wherever it is you buy books and pick the book up. It really is a good collection. So here we go. Cards for his folks, coins for his fare. Scott did as his father had told him, stopping at the traffic light, waiting for the walk sign to light up, then walking his bike across the busy two-lane road that had been the border of his old world. His parents had never let him leave the subdivision of his old bike, what he increasingly thought of as his baby bike. But now, with a whole $3.50 in his pocket and the permission of his parents to take the bike to the local strip shopping center, well, sky was the limit. As he pedaled down How to Show Road, he mentally charted the path he'd take. Past St. Dominic's, which he and his friends called St. Pringles because of its modern, curved, and sloping roof, to the IGA, turned left onto Lynn Road, then about 10 blocks to his ultimate goal, Village Square. This was the sprawling open-air mall that housed most everything Scott thought important: a Dairy Queen, a candy shop, and a record store. But mostly, it was the cramped little bookstore that was his goal. A bookstore selling comic books and the science fiction paperbacks he was increasingly becoming addicted to. Before, he had had to beg his mother to take him there, and that was only when she had the car. Now, with his new 10-speed, he could practically go wherever he wanted. In his mind, he saw how the day would unfold, parking his bike at Village Square, flipping through the new comic titles, buying 3 or 4 issues all at the same time, grabbing some candy and a soda, and then heading over to McMillan Park, where he'd lean up under the shade of a tree, read his purchases, eat his candy, and cool off with a Coke. Then back home in plenty of time for dinner to prove to his mother that this bike, this freedom, wasn't a bad idea. With all that running through his mind, he pedaled harder, launching the bike down sun-dappled Lynn Road, lined on either side by ranch house after ranch house. Sprinklers were on now, fanning lawns with water. A few kids were out, jumping through these sprays, running and giggling. A dog ran after him for the length of 3 houses before giving him a desultory bark and turning reluctantly back for home. As he neared the end of the street, he stopped the bike, turned back to where he'd come from. The entire ruler-straight length of Lynn Road was a narrow green-gold tunnel of houses and trees, receding into the distance. At its far end, obscured by distance and sunlight, was How to Show Road. As he stood there with his bike, marveling at how far he'd come, he noticed a clump of shadows, backlit by the powerful late-morning sun. It looked like kids. 4 kids on bicycles, unmoving, silhouetted against the golden smear of light at the end of the street. The dark shapes didn't move at all as he watched, and that seemed odd. It was as if they were looking at him, directly, specifically at him. The lack of movement struck him as odd, so odd, that it gave him a funny ticklish feeling in the pit of his stomach, like he sometimes got when he rode in the car with his dad and they went over a particularly sudden drop in the pavement. Scott watched the shadows for a moment longer. Then, shrugging, he remounted his bike, set off for Village Square. And that's it. That takes place fairly early in the story, and some stuff happens after that. I hope you'll get it. I hope you read it, and I hope you enjoy it. Again, the book is called Gutted. You can get it at Amazon in Kindle format and paperback format, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.